Hello. It's a new day for me, but I see that I have a problem here with a revolution. Like this could be an interesting point to make a save file here and like try different kind of strategies, like how to handle a revolution. It looks like our country is pretty much doomed because as you can see, the shogunate and the samurai has 60% of the clout together, and the revolutionary parties has 20%. So that means that if I understand it correctly, 60% of our country will join these guys, and 20% will join these guys. So these guys should win the revolution. It would be good for the country to enact homesteading because serfdom as we have now, it's probably the most restrictive law in the game because it gives the landowners 50% political strength, and it disallows a lot of other laws. Like you can't go to get a like a lot of law, like economic reforms, schooling reforms, lots of important laws are being restricted because of serfdom. So what kind of alternatives do we have here? Well, of course, to avoid the revolution, we could just go for enacting homesteading here. The problem with that, of course, is that it would radicalize the samurai and the landowners, so they would start their own counter-revolution to keep serfdom, of course. So maybe it's the best. One way would like to let the revolution spawn, and then basically we side with the stronger side so we can keep playing. But the best thing would be if we could go with these ones, go with the revolution and win and enact homesteading by revolution, because as I'm sure you know, the clout of the clout of the interest groups that lose the revolution gets reduced for a period of time. I think it's 5 years or something like that they don't get any clout because they lost a revolutionary they lost a civil war basically. But I'm not sure that like 5 years would be enough, because it would give us the opportunity to put a more liberal government in charge and start to repress the shogunate and the samurai. I think historically this was something that I don't know the details, but there was a reform in Japan called the Meiji Restoration, when we are currently in like the period where the shogunate and the family of Tokugawa, who won the in like 1500 or so, there was this kind of Japan was broken up into small clans and everyone fight each other. There's many computer games about that. For example, E4 starts in that period, and the Tokugawa clan won, so they have been like leading the country since that time. So I'm just gonna see. There is like one other alternative is that another alternative is that sometimes you kind of get an event. You get, because the revolution mechanics works, like you get this ticks up to 100%. Apparently it ticks 17% per week because the radicalism is extreme. Every time you get events, sometimes you can get an event to just implement the homesteading reform without a civil war, and then of course the landowners would start a counter revolution to keep serfdom, of course, a lot to implement serfdom, but it's still something. So let's go with that and see what's happened here, like with the ticks and like that. So we got the first event here. Okay, so we can delay the Civil War a bit. So we have this, the petit bourgeoisie wants to implement appointed bureaucrats. This is definitely a bug here, because this event should be about appointed bureaucrats, but it's about the homesteading. So I'm just gonna do this once so they get stronger, so the revolution gets stronger. So we got the next here. Oh, no, that was just a normal event. Buddhist monks have decided to defect to the rural folks cause. That's good. We want remember, we want the revolution to get very strong, so they can defeat and do a major restoration of the country. Okay, we have influence that I should use. One thing that would be good, it would be to like get some kind of a defensive pact. But I don't. Yeah, it's they are. How can they have a defensive pact? Aren't they already like? Yeah, they are already a subject, so that's a little bit weird. Let's instead improve with the great powers. Yes, I want the rural folk to get stronger. That's good. Okay, so we get this one. This is a nice event for us. It's about of the corn laws agenda. Corn laws, as you know, it can trigger this event. A new figure has risen to the rank of the Shogunate, campaigning on the unorthodox agenda of abolishing the corn laws. Then we will get rid of this guy who is a moderate, and we will get a new leader for them. So we got him. He is always market liberal. So let's look at him. He's still not the leader, but if this guy like when this guy leaves politics or die or so, then there is a chance that this guy will will become the leader of the shogunate, and he is, as you can see, he will join the movement to enact homesteading, so they will get even more firepower. So we got a new power block here. Let's see what is happening. So the empire is first, then we have a trade league led by France, trade league led by Prussia, Russians and Austria, and they also did the USA can choose trade league or an ideological union, and as in real life they chose the ideological union to spread their values of freedom and democracy around the world. And of course we have the dying Ottoman Empire, who is in last place of the power blocks. So we increased the law enforcement. That's good. I like doing law enforcement because basically we are not developed enough to get a high standard of living. You can see they are like starving, like, so then that will like oppress the people, because you can't, before you get like liberal reforms, you cannot before you get liberal reform, you cannot get prosperity, because like it's like now like the liberal democracies are people want to live like in liberal free societies, then they will get productive. Like for example the like Japan nowadays, or European Union or USA or so, and they are very productive societies because of the freedom and the right to vote and so. Okay. So next turn the revolution will start. So now maybe it's time. Let's try to enact the serfdom. Maybe avoid the revolution, because I don't think these can do the revolution. I don't think they can win the revolution, so let's enact the homesteading here instead. And as is because of our extreme support, we will gain a lot of loyalists when this one is passed. So I should build something else. I'm building up this place. Yeah, look, 100% chance to enact this one. They haven't started a counter revolution to keep. Maybe it's because this one has such a huge power, like there is such a huge demand of it that no it comes. So here is the revolution to preserve the serfdom. But it's we're being illegitimate now because they are angry. Let's see if we can get some reforms here. Okay, so this didn't work, of course, because we can't enact the form when we are when they are illegitimate. Let's maybe load the game and try the civil war again then instead. I have to go back before I started to try the homesteading here. See how the civil war plays out. Now I'm just gonna cancel this one then. I reset the revolution, that's interesting. I reset the revolution and made it even stronger. More parties joined it. I'm not building anything because well, you know, when the civil war starts, then it's better just to build after the civil war, I think. Let's change the government a bit here. Okay. So the revolution is upon us. So these are being cocky. So they think they will win. So I'm just so we can continue to play. I'm gonna play. I think they should win anyway. Because I'm going to switch sides to those. But let's just delete the army. You shouldn't be able to do that, I think. But let's do that. Switch sides. So switching side, and I'm playing with these ones. Conform the government. Okay, this kind of thing doesn't matter so much because of the civil war. I need some generals here. Something like that. Mobilize and put them here, I guess. How about the markets? Yeah, we have a lot of, so we can give them that supply. Let's give them some chocolate. So, and I got an achievement for that. Okay, now sugar got too important. Let's import sugar then. So basically you want to get the revolutionaries very strong, and then you want to switch sides. That's the only way to get rid of the very powerful the very powerful interest group, the shogunate. So because yeah, we should even 75 against 25 would have won anyway, but because I deleted their troops, of course, like the win was guaranteed. But anyway, you see 75 troops for the revolutionaries. There was like no way the shogunate could win anyway. So let's go a week here. The economy resets. So the end of the provisional government. With our victory in the revolution, the provisional government under Mitsune is now able to formalize its desire to rule over Japan. So we're going to go for a presidential republic, I think. What looks like That looks like a good law for me. So let's do for that. Okay, so now we have to look here again. We got the presidential republic. And we got homesteading. Homesteading is awesome because this one gave 50% political strength to the landowners, and more importantly, it also prevented us from change the economic laws and the trade laws, I think. And we also got the free trade now. That's also perfect. That's because of I don't know. Maybe it's because of the corn law that we got that. I'm not so sure why, but that's also perfect. And we still have traditionalism, which we obviously want to change. Apparently, the people want agrarianism, so probably that one we should go for. We have censorship. That one would be good to get rid of, and that's looking pretty good. So if we're going to look at the government, we have a coalition government with 4 parties. The petty bourgeoisie, the monks and the landowners are all angry. So let's this is the loser in the revolutionary struggle, so they will come back and get strong. So the rural folks are strong. I'm thinking here, if we could, we should reform because we're illegitimate. So it looks like, because these 2 parts are so small, that they want a coalition of these ones. We could put in the petty bourgeoisie. That I think that wouldn't make them angry anymore. I think, but it drops the legitimacy. So maybe let's keep that one for now. And that might make it possible. Would like to change here. It's because they still think we have an illegitimate government. So I was building up this place. I could do it a little bit more, so let's do that. Maybe something like that. And what else? Let's market. Because of the free trade, we can start do a bit more trading here. And I also have the possibility to do some what's it called, to do some improvements of, so we are improving with China. Let's go for Britain maybe, and these ones. Okay, so let's read about, we need education reform for that. So let's wait 1 week. Now we should be able to change some laws here. I want to go for this one. I can't because I haven't invented. That sucks. I haven't invented. haven't invented romanticism. Where is that? Let's see. So if I can't here is another journal entry that's for some reason not being pinned. Let's pin it. It says it's time to put the outdated system of hereditary rule behind us. The monarchy must be removed. Because it's already right, because we changed to presidential system. We need to have it for 5 years. One way to weaken the landowners would be to go for some kind of voting stuff here. Landowners would hate it. Is there any way to make the landowners happy? Because this is only for like 5 years, so they will come back strong. They will come back strong and angry. They are minus 20 right now. Petit bourgeoisie is not unhappy. Let's see if we can make some laws that they want as compensation here. So this one is only disliked. If I go for landed voting, this gives political strength to the aristocrats. So what's the difference between these two? The landowners hate both of these. What's the difference here? I can't see any difference. We get less legitimacy penalty from ideological incompatibility and women's suffrage law. I lost that one too. Because new parties. Maybe you know what, I'm going to take a break here and make a save, and this could also be like an interesting position where like as I see it, we have two options here. One, we try to like try to make the landowners happy again. That's probably the smartest thing to do. And the second one is just screw the landowners, make them as insignificant as possible, maybe by doing that, introducing voting instead of autocracy, for example. So I'm going to take a break here. I think it was a huge success that we made these democratic, liberal economic reforms to get homesteading instead. That's exactly what a developing nation, an unrecognized nation like Japan needs. So see you in the next episode.